Okay, we're live. Yep, cool. Well, I guess I better bring up the thing here. Huh. Okay, we're live. Yep, cool. Well,
Let me get rid of the emojis.
okay, pop out chat. Okay, over here. Okay.
Okay, so let me.
Would you believe this? This is a miracle, Paul.
What's that?
JDS is first.
No.
It's a miracle.
Tell me it's not true.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It's right. There, JDS. Wow. Ah. I thought that'd be when hell froze over, unless it did last night. Did I miss something or what? Yeah. Hey, Captain Joe. Good morning. Yeah, Paul just was flying a ship this morning, so that's why we're running a little late this morning.
I did two ships.
Yeah, did you too?
Yeah.
Well, I know that Wagenborg. I watched your drone come in back in, but uh, hmm. You didn't fly one after that though. Didn't.
No, this is the third one.
Oh, okay.
The Wagenborg was in the middle of the three.
Oh, okay.
The first one down was the Mottler, Mottler,
Oh,
and the Fievelborg, and then this one is the Robert S. Pearson.
oh. Well, because you weren't on Zoom, so I went over to the channel and a wagon boy was going by and went, oh, I know where Paul is.
Yep.
And Garth says the Persky Isle is coming down.
I'll tell you what, windy and cold down there. Oh my God.
Windy because the water looks choppy.
Oh, it's really windy. It was like when I chased the ship down to go around, it would just slow down next to nothing when I get underneath the bridge because that bridge is like a funnel.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think we should shut the stream down and restart it so JDS ain't first. We're
Well,
never going to hear the end of it now.
it is a history, yeah.
It actually made history today.
And the Orbit Pearson, when they come down, they're going to be turning and heading into the city dock. And also the seven Ridley is preparing to depart the government dock, and they'll be headed outbound.
Hey, Max Air, good morning. Watched the video this morning, Paul, there, the James Overstar on the Rouge River.
Yeah.
God, that were a good video. Somebody flying it with their drone, right? Did an excellent job on it. Hey there, JDS. Yep. Hmm.
Give me a second here. I'm just downloading my video,
Yeah.
my two videos.
Yeah.
So no, you don't have any signs to do this weekend, do you?
No, no. I had some removals yesterday, but that was two of them just out of town. They weren't far out of town, but far enough.
Were they from sales or just end of listing?
It was the end of listings.
Okay.
They didn't sell either one of them.
Because I was going to say, I think it's probably pretty tough right there now, this time of year, and with the interest rates where they are.
And the price of housing is where it is.
Yep, exactly.
Actually, the London St. Thomas Real Estate Board says that the price of homes fell a little bit, but it wasn't enough to make a difference. But they did fall, few $1,000s, but not much because they're not moving, eh? So,
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, y'all.
Hey,
hey there, Captain Joe. I see Mr. Skyfly come in and Daisy Drone Dude. Okay, Google, stop. I didn't ask you to look up anything. I didn't say anything about Google. So, what the hell you went off for? I don't have got a clue.
here comes Rob the cripple.
Hey, the Mr. Slug.
Good morning, Rob. How you
Hey,
doing?
what's up, Rob?
No link this morning, Paul, as usual.
What's that?
No link this morning.
Yeah, it's up there.
No, you didn't send it out.
Oh no, I haven't sent them out yet.
Right. Yeah.
I just got done flying a couple of ships, and so I'm a little bit behind because I didn't turn the computer on till 9 o'clock.
I've been really busy recently, but this morning I was actually waiting for it.
Hey,
Morning, AZ. JDS.
I can't believe AD let JDS come in first. I'm really having a hard time coping with that this morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Hey, what's up?
So Rob, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
You got all your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, my missus done it all.
Oh, that's nice.
She done that weeks ago.
Yeah.
But my daughter is still trying to add on a couple of things like I don't know.
Well, yeah, you know how it is. It's like, oh, I forgot this and I forgot that.
Yeah, just go. Can I have? I've just seen this. Can I have this as well? Can I have that? She's bloody done well for Christmas. She have.
Christmas is too expensive.
Yeah, good.
When it was her birthday about a month ago, that was. I know we spent about 2,000.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about like my family, we have our get together tomorrow. A Christmas family thing, but it's just a gathering. There's no presents, no nothing. Every brings a dish, type deal. Just a family get together, I think, is what it should be more of than anything. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's different for the grandkids and shit. But
If the weather's good, I'm up with Laura next weekend.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to take up a bunch of drones and some FPVs as well. I am.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, quite. I have a couple of rips on the FPVs and.
oh yeah.
So you're going to teach her how to do FPV?
No,
I was going to say you better book a room.
no, the DJI ones fly themselves, then
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be all right with them, I think. Morning, Fly Sky. Sky Fly, sorry.
my daughter's dog, the white one, that is my dog now. I
Huh.
got so mad at him this morning.
Yeah.
He walked over, looked at me in the kitchen. I said, use the paper. He looked at me and he started to walk out the kitchen. I said, use the paper. And he's got in the living room over by the door, he's got another set of paper. So I gave him a second. I walked out. That sucker walked right over to my recliner and peed on the back.
Oh, we got some lessons to teach.
Well, I've been teaching him for a year.
Yeah. Well, I got a friend of mine. We went for coffee last night. They have a big bull mastiff, but anyways, it's pretty well near the end of its life. But anyways, the son has one of the pups from her. But anyways, for the last year, my friend has been looking after the dog because the kid's been, he was in an apartment, he moved away and stuff like this. And, so the dog's been living with my friend for over a year now. He's been giving it the needles, been feeding it. Or now the kid comes back, wants his dog back, took it back, right? Now, I heard about it happening, but I didn't know if it was really going to happen, right? So anyways, there last night, kind of weird, walk in because only being greeted by one dog instead of two. And I said, uh-oh. And he goes, yeah, he come and got it. But this funny thing is, this dog, when the kid had it, living in an apartment, had to go outside, had to be on a leash, and lived most of its life in the cage, right? Like, for being a pup and stuff like that. So now, he come and got the dog, guess what? It's back on a leash and spent a lot of time in the cage. Like, it was at his dad's place, and just open the door, dog run out, never would leave the property, would do nothing, friendly, beautiful dog. Like, it's another bull mastiff, but beautiful dog. So anyways, there last night, you saw, he'll be back here in about another 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah, the
Nice to
dog's
meet-
probably thinking, what did I do to go to jail,
yeah, like, like this dog, yeah, a beautiful dog, just gorgeous, just guys come over and give you kisses, and just a beautiful dog. They practically raised this dog, right? Now the thing's in a cage again, like that, just bullshit. But anyways, apparently, I guess they're coming back down in 3 weeks or something. Gonna give him the dog back or something. I don't know. I never quite caught the whole story last night because there was other people there last night too having coffee. So,
Well, what he should do is he should, because you don't want anything to happen to the dog, he should say, hey, rather than you coming down, I'll just come and get him.
yeah.
He should
Well,
go and get him
well,
because,
an hour and a half away to go get him, right? So,
yeah, but
yeah.
But you and I both know in a week or two, things can happen,
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a poor dog, like it had free run of the farm, like not the farm, but the house and the land around a big area.
Hey,
And
Andrew,
never left the property, listened well, you tell him to lay down, lay down. It was a beautiful dog. Like it was excellent. But now that dog's gone back to a freaking leash and in a cage. Like really?
hey, Mr. Skyfly.
Kind of pisses me off, actually. But it's funny, I couldn't get in their door. Even with both dogs there, I couldn't get in the door unless I had a treat in my pocket. Because they'd be standing there right there, like, okay, where's my treat? It was like a password to get into the house. Okay, here's your treat. Okay.
Well, it's like Loki. He's going on 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I've had him here for a little over a year. And I'd say about 60% of his life has been in a cage.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't want to live in a cage.
He ought to be happy to be here and not pee on my chair,
Yeah.
Well, Lynn's got a dog that she just loves dearly, but she said he's been in jail for the last couple of days. He went in right on her bed and peed right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Well, Loki's got two spots. He's got right, and the thing is when Loki, my other two never hit the carpet, never, unless something happened where they were in a hurry.
Yeah.
Loki came in. The first thing he did was right at the corner of the chair, sprayed the chair. And now they go over there, and if he marks it, they'll follow him and mark it. You know, so it's like he's teaching them the bad things. And then right by my bed, right on the corner of my bed on the other side, I every morning I look at it because every once in a while I'll notice a little trail where he's hitting that side. I'm just glad I've been here 16 years, and I don't have. They're going to take the carpet out. This carpet hasn't been changed in 16 years, but when you walk in here, you look at it, and everybody from the complex that knows I've been here this long, they'll look at the carpet and say, "The carpet looks good." Yeah, because I shampoo it once a month.
Yeah, yeah. But my biggest problem back years ago, I used to have 3 beagles, and I had one there that would, little accident every once in a while. He kind of, okay, who did this? And they all kind of go, oh no, here we go.
It takes me. I've got a real good bizzle, and it takes me about 25, 30 minutes to do the back in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I'll do that in the morning so that the back will start drying. And then right before I go to bed, I'll do the front. And it takes me about another 30 minutes to do the front.
Yeah.
And then I'm finished.
Yeah.
I got somebody here. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Yep. See you in a bit.
And then what happens is it dries overnight in the front. And by the time we come back up front, it's dry.
Yep. Yeah. I've done that, but I've got a steam cleaner here, but I got rid of all the carpets in the house here. I don't have any carpet whatsoever now. And I've been putting down that vinyl plank floor. It's just, it's easy to clean if you have an accident. I still get the odd accident, but not very often.
But Loki's particular. I mean, he is like, if he walks in there and the kitchen is 2 puppy pads, and if the front one, and I'll tell him, go to the back, make him go to the back first. But if he walks in there and there's a couple of spots on it, he won't go on a puppy pad. He won't go to the back. He'll come look for a place.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I mean, he'll go weeks without doing it. And then for a week, I've got to fight with him.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I'm gonna start putting him in jail.
Yep.
Loki, you're gonna go to jail. You peed on the floor again.
I used to have a room down the bottom of the stairs. It was part of the hallway. I blocked it off because there's a couple of different ways to go through the house. And I blocked off. And that was the room. If they were bad, hey, you're going in your room. I'd lock him in there, leave him there for half a day, and just.
And he knows if he's wrong, because when I walked out and I looked at him, he had his leg up and he was just about to start, and he put it down and he went and got in the corner and laid underneath the Christmas tree. So he knew.
Yeah.
I just looked at him and he just took off to the corner.
Well, it's funny because I put a bar across my back door, but I got a doggy door. I leave it open if I have to go out for a few hours. And every time I come home, the dogs always greet me at the door. Always. Oh, hey, Dad, oh, excited to. If I open the door and there's no dogs there, I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, who made a mess?
Mm-hmm.
You know it because they're guilty. You know damn well they're guilty.
You see, that's the other thing. I'm on the second floor, and I have a little patio area, and it's wood, but it's got cracks through it. So what I did is I put a piece of outdoor carpet on it so that there's no cracks. And I got a dog door, and I just haven't opened it in a while. I don't know why. You would have said that, I wouldn't have thought about it. But what happens is my other two will go out, and I have a grassy type tray out there that they could use.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's made to where when they go to it, it goes through it. It's like a turf. It goes through, and it's got a pad in the bottom section of it. So
Yeah.
it goes into an activated pad, and 90% of the time you only have to go there maybe once a week and clean it up,
Yeah.
because just everything falls through, and it stays active. No smell or anything.
Yeah.
But Loki will not go through that door. The other two will go through the door, and if you get him through the door, he won't come back. You
Yeah.
gotta, and it's like, you come on. I can't get him. If I can get him to go out, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, JDS said he's getting a lot better now. He learned how to pee on the paper.
It's like kids being obstinate. That's what it is.
it's just kids. Yeah.
No, it's just that he was never pushed to be trained that way because that was the complaint they had over there all the time, and they didn't train him right.
Yeah. And I don't leave my
And
for
he's
more
an
than
old dog,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't leave my dogs alone for more than 2 or 3 hours, but I always leave the doggy door open. But it's funny because they know I put the bar in across the back door, but they won't go outside while I'm gone. That's the worst thing about it. Like, doggy door's there. You can go in and out, go. But I had a friend of mine there called me up the other night there. He wanted me to go to Springfield for a big train convention thing. It's 3 days. Where the hell? It's down the East Coast of U.S. It's only 3 days. Well, I said, I can't leave because I got my sign business, plus I got my dogs. I mean, I could always find somebody to look after the dogs, probably, but still a sign business. And I got to find somebody for that. So,
Well, that's like the South Florida meetup.
Hmm.
I'm trying to go to it this year. So that's like 5 days.
yeah.
And my son's here, and my son will take care of him. But
Yeah.
my son doesn't take care of him like I would take care of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he got upset, and I could understand why he got upset. He's trying to sleep and bark, and Loki's over here barking like crazy. And I'm telling him, and I'm in the back, and I said, "Shut up, Loki." And he turned around, and he started barking again. And Justin walked out the room and took a little throw pillow, and Loki took off, and he threw that throw pillow, and he caught Loki dead in the back.
Yeah.
With the throw pillow, and Loki went and got in the corner because he knows when he's doing something wrong, and you say something to him in a different voice, he just goes get in the corner. That's his play. Like he knows that's his time out.
Yeah. So Andrew, do I have to use my snowblower this year? Or is that what you're saying, or what? Or we're just gonna get a half an inch more? I haven't used my snowblower in what? Oh, I don't know, 2 years maybe. I thought about getting it out and firing it up, but
I got mine out the other day and we fired it up in the driveway and the smoke was going everywhere.
oh yeah,
And I had a couple of neighbors check on me and say, "Is your house on fire?" and it burned itself off. But
yeah. Well, it's like when I go to smoke a roast or whatever, venison. To the neighbors, hey, on Saturday I'm gonna probably end up smoking a roast, so my house ain't on fire.
I'll tell you, my son worked. He's off this weekend. My granddaughter tomorrow is getting confirmed, and he's the godfather. So we got that tomorrow. But he worked Wednesday and Thursday this week, and Thursday he came in, and usually he'll come in and he'll kind of grumble or say something to me and then go to bed. And he just walked in, went straight to bed. So I said, okay, I'll hear this tomorrow.
Mhm.
He had two arrests on Thursday that he had. It was both foot pursuits.
Mm.
One of them wasn't. One was just a fight.
Yeah.
There was a girl that she used to live in Atlanta, Georgia, and her brother was a case that they always had to pursue, had to chase, and all of this. And he always used to freak out because she always threatened suicide. So she moved back here. So she's back here. And the other day she goes in the kitchen, comes out and sits next to her mama with a butcher knife and looks over at her mom and says, "I've been talking to the devil and he said I have to kill you."
Oh, Jesus.
Like that. And the mom's the only one there, and the mom's elderly. And the mom starts talking to her and calms her down a little bit and says, "Well, let's just go get something to eat instead. You don't have to do that. You don't have to listen to him." So she puts the knife down and she gets in the car and they start driving towards the hospital. And when they start driving towards the hospital, she realizes where she's going. She jumps out the car. So they call the police. So the police come. So they start talking to her and everything's cool for a minute. And all of a sudden they look and they made a motion. We're going to handcuff her and we're going to take her to the hospital like that. And she starts fighting. And Justin and his partner are standing there. She's fighting them. Now, this girl, my son is about 5'8", about 180 pounds, built like a brick house. I mean, this guy's strong. and this girl is like 5 foot, 100 pounds, and his partner was bigger than him, and this girl almost kicked their butt. He said, I have never been in a worse fight in my life than this one. He said, this girl, she said, they were in a little tight area and she was fighting and she kicked him in the side of the knee. And he said, if there wouldn't have been a wall right there, she'd have blew my knee out. That's how hard she kicked it. He said, I got so mad. He said, I hauled back and punched her as hard as I could in the thigh. And she started screaming, why'd you do that? And he said, because you're fighting me. Stop fighting. So they finally stopped fighting, and they finally put her in cuffs and everything. And they said, we were standing there, and he said, we were out of breath. We couldn't catch our breath. That's how bad this fight was. And we're standing there, and he said, and this old guy comes walking up to us and said, why you had to do that to the girl? He said, all I could do was turn around and said, he looked at him and said, shut the F up and walk away. Just like that. He said, that's all I said.
Perhaps I would have stopped her.
Like that. So that was the first fight. Later on, they go there on a attempted. It was a domestic abuse, and there's 2 units there. There's 4 units there, four police officers, and him and his partner, the same partner, standing there, and the other ones are talking to the couple, and this guy walks up, looks over at my son, and this other guy takes off running. So they don't know if he's part of the domestic or not. So they're hollering, stop, and they chase him. So he said this guy was so fast. They said he made it around the building, and if he wouldn't have been trying to get back to his apartment, they would have never caught him. So they finally caught up with him, and he said, again, we're out of breath and all of this. And he said, the guy, they handcuffed him and everything, and the guy said, well, what did I do? And he said, what do you mean, what did you do? He said, are you part of this? He says, no, I live right here. I'm coming from work. He said, well, why did you run? He said, because I looked over and I saw 4 police officers with guns and I took off running. He said, for no reason. He said, I saw 4 police officers with guns. They said they ran his name. He had nothing on it.
Yeah, you just, you don't make the situation any better when you just run away from the cops and there's something going on.
Justin said, what the hell? Why'd you go running then? He said, I saw 4 police officers standing there with guns on. And then the guy, when they unhandcuffed him and let him go, he said, well, they said, well, go on home. He said, I want to see what's going on. He said, no, just go home. You know?
Yeah.
Well, when they were fighting that girl, it's tough to fight a wacky young lady, but in that particular case, Joe, they were fighting 2 people, her and the devil.
You're right.
Yeah.
And they were fighting meth. She was on meth.
I was going to say, she had to be high on something to be that strong.
Yeah, that's what they found out later, that she was high on meth too.
Yeah. We had the other night, I was just reading the police report here, but I had a high-speed chase here in town, but the guy come out of his house and the guy was stealing his vehicle. So he called the cops right away, and the cops got on him real quick, and they fucking chased him, and they damaged 1 police cruiser. He hit the 1 police cruiser with the stolen vehicle, and he got out of town. So anyways, they backed off, and the OPP took over, I guess, found him, and got him anyway, so, which was good. But, it's one of those things again. Hey, guy, the criminal's known to the police, right? So.
Well, years ago, I was in the house, and I heard my neighbor holler, get on the ground now, like that. And I heard him holler, Joe, call the police. And I said, what? I opened the door and looked, and he had a guy on the ground, face down, and a shotgun on his back. and so I called the police. And I said, well, what happened? He said, I heard him trying to break into my car, so I walked out and he put the shotgun in his back and told him to get on the ground.
You do that around here, you get arrested for stopping a crook. Because our prime minister here says it's illegal for you to use a firearm to stop a criminal. You can't protect yourself.
That's not right.
No. You're not allowed to here in Canada. You don't have the right to defend yourself with a firearm here in Canada. I know my dad had problems here years ago. Um, and cop told him straight out, he just, use a baseball bat or whatever. And he says, if he gets out the front door, drag him back in the house before he calls us.
Yeah, make sure you don't have a trail of blood from outside either.
Huh?
You can't have a trail of blood from outside either. No. I used
Hey,
to carry
quite, but say hi.
about a 3-foot piece of hose in
Yeah.
my car, rubber hose in my car, because when we were doing hand-to-hand combat, we used to teach people with this piece of hose how to choke people out.
Reported upbound,
And it only takes a couple seconds.
reported downbound for the salt dock. Montler 0945.
But
You get that sucker around that guy's throat, he's going down.
well, the problem around here is that they can take a simple household item and classify it as a weapon when you use it against somebody. Like, really?
This is the best weapon in the world.
Yeah.
That's a government skillcraft military pin
Yeah. There you.
right here.
Oh yeah, stab somebody
It
with
says, it says U.S. government.
Yeah.
And this thing right here, I could take you down with this.
Yeah.
My son grabbed me one day, and like I said, I had it pinned between his fingers, and it was holding his fingers where it would hurt him, and he didn't realize it was the pin hurting him. He thought I had him,
Yeah.
and I had to let it go already.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had a couple incidents here in Canada, even in Ontario, where people have protected themselves inside the house and end up getting thrown out for self-defense. But there was other repercussions because of it. But if you had a firearms license, they take it away or whatever, right? They just. But see, that's one of the biggest things around here because they don't classify. Say you went to protect yourself, it's classified as a weapon, not as a firearm. Well, it might be something else that they classify as a weapon, but when it comes to statistics, they don't specify between a firearm or a, freaking kitchen fork or spoon or whatever. It's still a weapon. It's the way they classify things around here. So they said, there's been so many weapon offenses here in Canada. Only 3% were actually a gun. It was something else that they had. It could have been brass knuckles or something,
Oh yeah.
Like, over here, I should have, right here. A little lawn dart.
Oh yeah, those are good.
How is it going to have that up their ass? Yeah. I got to think that one.
Yeah, that'll hurt. That'll hurt a little bit.
It's going to hurt. I know what that thing will do. What it'll penetrate.
But if I go somewhere where I can't carry my gun,
Yeah.
I just take this. It's a
Oh, yeah.
taser flashlight.
Oh, it tased a flashlight. Wow.
Oh yeah. What? Here you go. What?
Ooh. That would hurt.
Dog went in the corner.
Samuel Ridley, sorry, traffic.
And you got to remember, after you press that button, give it a couple seconds. Don't grab it in the top.
Yeah.
I did that one day, and it jolted me a little bit. No, it's all made out of metal, so I could hit you with it or tase you with it. So either way.
Yeah, one way or the other, you're going to get whacked.
Ridley, sorry, traffic.
The thing is, I don't agree with is that, here in Canada, you're not allowed to protect yourself. Well, just let them do what they want and we'll deal with them. Yeah, I know. You're going to release them onto the street in about 10 minutes after you arrest them so they can do it again.
Well, the good news is where I live at, they don't get released back out as easy. New Orleans, you do.
Yeah.
And then like Jefferson Parish, which is right next to New Orleans, boy, you don't get in trouble there. They don't let you out.
Well, you ever watch that guy there in the States there, that Sheriff Grady? Oh my God. You don't screw around. You don't do anything in his area because you're going down.
Yep. But we had a sheriff, Harry Lee. Harry Lee in Jefferson Parish, Metairie, Louisiana, right next to New Orleans. And his police, now the guy took over from him. The last two sheriffs are the same way.
Yeah.
You don't do anything in their town. You don't do it.
Yeah.
And Harry Lee was the kind of person where if you were walking down the street and you didn't look like you belong in that area, they pulled over and they wanted ID, wanted to know where you live.
Yeah. Over here, they used to do what's called carding,
Right.
who does what and all that shit. Can't do that anymore. That's against their rights or some stupid thing. But the cops used to know, they could pull up a guy's name or something and then, be walking the beat in that street and they knew this person, was always carrying or always in trouble. You couldn't stop them just because, they were a criminal, but you just can't stop them and talk to them. The only way you can do it. And there was a thing here a while back ago, they were talking about, a criminal, he's, robbed a place and he's running away. Cops couldn't chase him. They were trying to stop from chasing people.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It was stupid liberal policies. It just, well, they only made a mistake. Yeah, freaking 150 times. People getting shot or whatever. And, it's like that thing your son ran into, a guy running away for no reason at all.
He said, I saw 4 police officers with guns. And he said, that just ran. He said, I didn't know what it was about.
He could have got shot just for doing that. Come around real quick or something.
But they said he was really quick.
Yeah.
My son said, if he wouldn't have came back around and came right back the way it was, they'd never caught him.
Yeah.
He said he was trying to get back to his apartment to get inside. Hopefully they didn't see him.
The old Presque Isle is going by. The big ship going by right now. You can see it
kind of moving kind of good.
Yeah. That's a big 1,000-footer, that one there. All right.
Yeah. When I stopped in Natchez right there at the Mississippi and flew that last week, I was hoping it would have had a ship or two through it.
Yeah.
It was dead, nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, if you see on the other side of the ship, I can go stand on the other shore and watch them go by. It's only about an hour away from me. I could run down there. I could go down and fly ships, too, if I wanted to. It's an hour away, or maybe an hour and 10 minutes, maybe, but it's, I could go down there and do the same thing. Paul, he's only about 3-4 minutes away from the place. We could almost fly from there, but yeah, that's the full ship, the Presque Isle. Yeah.
Well, on my bucket list is the Huey Long Bridge in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It is an old bridge from the I think it's the 30s. It was built and has been recently in the last 10 years, they've expanded it out, but it's now a 4-lane. It's a 2-lane on each side. It's 2 wide lanes. It used to be 2 regular lanes. Now they're wider for the new vehicles. And they right down the middle are 2 train tracks.
Yeah.
And it's the height of the bridge at the main point is 285 feet above the lake. I mean, above the river.
Yeah.
and they bring these trains over that thing all the time, and I want to catch a train coming over that.
Well, I was just watching a video this morning here. I'll show it to you on the screen here. Okay, this one here, the the Overstar. Okay, but this is a Basquiat Bridge here. It tilts up,
Right.
but it's going through. Like you can see it here, it tilts up. But a couple places along, there's another one. Yeah, like here's another one. When it's coming down the Rouge River, like there's not a lot of space for that ship to go through. Like, look how narrow it is.
Right. We got a few of those in Louisiana.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those Basquiat bridges anymore.
Yeah, we've got two of them right in New Orleans on the industrial canal.
Yeah,
One of them on St. Claude, and that bridge is beautiful. It's just watching it.
yeah,
And the boats the ships that they able to bring through that, it looks like the Panama Canal. It has inches on each side.
yeah. Just amazing how a ship that big, like
And that's a lock system to go to Lake Pontchartrain from the Mississippi River.
But here, like if you look here, like right now, this ship going through, like look at this, it's got a turn. Like look how tight it is right there. They're trying to snake down through all that. Wow. And like there's more bridges down here it's got to go through. Oh, just amazing watching this thing. Like how the hell, they can get down such a narrow passageway. But like if you go back to like right here, like there ain't what, 3-4 feet there between there and the bridge? Like holy mackerel, maybe I don't know more than that, but geez, it's pretty narrow for that boat to go through. A boat that large going through such a narrow opening. That takes some skill.
So what's everybody doing today?
No, no, what?
How's your tree farm going there, Paul?
Well, I haven't made any more trees lately, but I've been doing landscaping. I've been putting grass and gravel down. And matter of fact, last night yesterday, I was at Walmart there, and I picked up some more isopropyl alcohol and some hairspray. Different, and believe it or not, hairspray pretty good on a model railroad for a guy that's practically bald, right? Now I'm getting hairspray, but no, it's used. I can put stuff down with hairspray and it keeps it there. It's pretty cool, actually. Or making trees, it works really good at making trees, or glue, same thing. But hairspray's cheaper. Like pick it up for like $4 a can, or adhesive spray is like $15 a can, right? Because I went in the other day to I was looking for some more white glue. Holy freaking more expensive now. Holy shit. May have to look on Amazon, see if I can find some on Amazon.
Well, now they've got white glue, but they've also got Clearview now. Glue.
Yeah, clear glue. I've been using it. I just used one container of it now. I picked up 2 containers to try it. So I really haven't gone in and seen what, after it's dried, how good it is. So, yesterday, I guess it was, I put more glue on top. And to see what you got to do, you got to spray it with isopropyl alcohol, like mixed with water a little bit. But what it does, it what's called releases the tension of the glue. Instead of laying on top, it'll soak in. It'll draw it in, right? Isopropyl alcohol. So then the scenery stays there good, right?
Okay.
But there's some areas you really don't need to glue things down if there's no trains going over top of it or whatever. Like I paint it with glue, sprinkle the stuff on it, but put over top of it, I really don't need to glue everything down. I mean,
Yeah, stuck a link just now in there. Y'all can look at later. That's the Union Pacific 4014 steam going over to Huey Long a couple years ago.
oh yeah, yeah.
It is they call it the big boy, a big steam engine that went over. If I'd have known about that and had a drone at the time, I'd have been out there.
Go take a look at that thing.
Yeah, I think it's about the 6 minute markers where actually it's about the 2 minute marker, something like that, where you can start seeing it come over.
Oh, the
It's a
bridge.
big one.
Yeah. Actually, the 58 1 minute mark. Yeah. But the funny thing is that being the steam and what it is, but they still got locomotive behind it. Just with all the because that Union Pacific probably burning oil, so that's why they got two oil tanks in behind, not wood or anything. It's oil. One would be oil, and the other one's water, right? So,
Mhm.
but I don't know really how much that steam engine is actually pulling that train, or it was just for a show to have steam coming out of it and the wheels turning, steam coming out, whatever. But if the actual electric locomotive is actually pushing it or not.
Yeah, that's an old beautiful bridge.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
Like I said, at the main point over the river,
Yeah,
it's 285 feet.
yeah. I know. I kind of wish I would have. Mine's more of a flat railroad. I wish I would have done a little more up and down and around, and but I like to put helium in, but
Well, according to air data, I'm planning to fly that bridge. Um, I could go 400 above there because it's right the levee system on Jefferson Parish side, that is B airspace.
uh,
But once you go on top of the levee, it goes back to G airspace.
yeah.
So the bridge is G airspace. So I could technically go 400 above that bridge if I wanted to.
Well,
Or I may get up to 600 just to get a good view of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, people break the law every day. I know there's one guy here in Ontario that he doesn't even care about laws. He's been up 2,300 feet or whatever with his drone, flying in Class F airspace, and
Oh yeah.
that's restricted here, Class F. He can't fly there, but he does. Yeah.
Well, I double check where I'm at, especially if it's a B or any kind of airspace around here. Most of it around here is G. So we're good. It's like, but the good news is even if I were to fly right there in the B airspace side, I can get Lank approval, and Lank approval will give me 400 feet.
Yeah. I was sitting there watching that video and the train going by, and there's a cop sitting there.
Well, that bridge I think it's about 10 years ago, they
Yeah.
had a thunderstorm come through and a tornado, and it took 4 of the freight cars that were on the bridge off the bridge.
Is that right, eh? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a long bridge. How long is that?
Let me find out. I gotta look it up. Hold on a minute.
$44, that's pretty cheap.
What's the manufacturer? JDS?
Yeah. I've got to be an Android. Yeah. Here we
Good morning.
go.
Okay, the total length of the Huey Long Bridge, and it's from the train to the end of the train, basically,
Yeah.
is 22,995 feet.
22,000?
22,995 feet.
Wow.
A little over 4 miles.
Never heard of an ONN tablet, have you? That's
Boy,
what that's what
man,
JDS bought was ONN.
got to be some Chinese operator or something. Huh?
I don't know what it would be.
If never heard of that before.
Let me go over here.
Yeah, they're stopped on the side of the road. Look like guys standing in the middle of the road. They're waving at all the people going by, and they're remember they had a train similar to that when that, but he didn't have a steam engine. But that Union Pacific, what was it when George Bush died or whatever the hell it is? They used that train, but they used a Heritage unit, 44 CW or something. I forget what it was. A lot of people bought locomotives on Mount Railroad because of that, because that engine. Yeah. Murder, you bastard.
Here it is, Paul.
Okay. That's a
That's a
7.
Walmart.
It was a 10.
Walmart sells those.
Yep.
Yeah. 1.3 gigahertz, pretty not that strong of a thing, but
Quad core.
that's only 7-inch, Paul. He said 10-inch on his. 10.1 inch. Huh?
Let's go back and see what else they got.
Yeah. Down a little bit farther, Paul.
Right there.
Yeah. $129. Okay. Mm.
Huh.
Hey, good old easy. What's that piece of chippo garbage you bought? Yeah. Right, I still got my iPad. I've had that thing for freaking 4, 5, 6 years now. Still works good though. Mm. Mind you, he didn't pay that much for it. I think you said $44 or something for a refurbished or something. So
In 2013, it was a 2-lane bridge. They widened it to 3-lane on each side.
oh,
It took them about 6 years to widen it because
wow.
they had to put support down and everything
Yeah.
into the river.
Yeah. What is it that it's not a train bridge, but that train area, the horseshoe curve there in Pennsylvania. It's got what, three tracks going through there. It's just awesome. They actually got a camera there, webcam you can go to and watch it. The train's going through.
Yeah, I remember driving an ambulance across there when it was only 2 lanes, and we used to have the big box ambulances. And it was so tight with the box that what we do is we just slow down, let people pass us, and then we just get in the middle
Yeah.
just to make sure nobody tried to go around us. Now the other units, the regular units, we could make it through there, but it was a tight fit.
Yeah.
2 of us. But if you got stuck on top of there, like in traffic, and you were on top of the river and you was just sitting there in traffic, you'd feel that bridge just rocking.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, you know. Especially with a train coming over. God, I remember I was on one time with a train,
Yeah.
and we went backed up in that. I mean, we were doing this.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was thinking, how in the hell is this going to stay up?
well, they had to flex somewhat because otherwise they would break off, right? So,
I was just hoping whoever built it had A's in school.
yeah. Yeah, no kidding, right? Well, it's like that Mackinac Bridge is what is it, 9 miles, Paul? 6 miles or something? I forget.
Yeah, it's long.
You can look out your window and look down on the road, and you can see the water underneath you because it's all like grid, you know, not asphalt. It's
Yeah,
open.
it's got that mesh grid.
Yeah, mesh grid, whatever it is. You can look down and
Yep.
see the water.
Well, the causeway that goes from Mandeville to New Orleans to Metairie, Louisiana, that's 23.6 miles.
Yeah.
That's over water.
Yeah.
And that used to be the longest bridge in the world, but it's not anymore.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that one is kind of tough. But if you're in a train coming from New Orleans going towards Slidell, Louisiana, over where Highway 11's at, the train trestle is a single track, and it's just wide enough to put the track on with just a little bit of space on each side. So when
Yeah.
a train is over there and you're looking down, you don't see anything but water. And that I remember seeing that as a kid, and that was freaky.
Yeah. Well, I know they got a bridge up in oh, I was gonna say Port Perry, but it's not Perry Sound. Perry, yeah. And the bridge, it's the boats and cars and everything underneath, but the train goes over top, and I'm just going. And I've seen views from the cab, and I'm just going. All you see is railway tracks. There's nothing, no land, no nothing, and they're just going way up. Must be nervous for the freaking engineers to drive trains over that kind of stuff. Like, holy shit. Hope I don't fall over.
I've got one of the parents, he's an engineer with one of the railroads here.
Yeah.
I asked him the other day, I said, how do I get a schedule of your freight trains? Like for New Orleans, for going over to Huey Long and stuff like that. And he says, there are no schedules. I said,
Yeah.
what do you mean there are no schedules? He says, when they get enough to run a train, we run a train.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing now. Because I would like to do the same thing here. I would love to go film a train when it's coming or whatever, but the only one you're going to catch on a schedule is a passenger train.
Mm-hmm.
Only one you're going to catch on a schedule, because freight trains now, once they got enough cars for a train, okay, boys, send her. There's no schedule anymore. So we have a place up northwest corner of London. CP and CN run right side by side, and then CP peels off. One goes to Windsor, the other one goes up to Port Huron. But anyways, it's a really good spot. You're on a wooden overcross bridge, and the trains run underneath you. And but anyways, but there's no schedule, so you just have to go down there and hope there's a train coming, or But see
the place that Johnny and I go fly, Manchac, that area right there, they have Amtrak that comes through. If you get out there for about 1 o'clock and stay till 2 o'clock, you got 2 trains at least coming through Amtrak from both ways.
Yeah.
And it's a possibility that sometimes, every time I've been out there, I've also had a freight train in the middle.
Mhm.
So I've been able to hit 3 trains in about an hour and 15 minutes.
That's good. You can do that then. Yeah. But we got a train. Well, we got one train a day comes into St. Thomas on a schedule. But the problem is it comes in at dark, and so you're not going to get really good pictures because we got a place here. They make frames for pickup trucks and stuff here. They come in once a day to pick up, 10 cars, 20 cars, and anyways, and then they take them back to London, which is the main line. Then they make a train out of that. But we got another one that comes into town, but it's a private railroad called Ontario Southland. It's a private run one, but you can catch them in town because you can hear them coming into town blowing the whistle, and they're going to be around shunting propane cars or whatever for a while. So you want to go out and you catch them as they're leaving. I've done that, but you have to be available. That's the only thing. You can't say, okay, at 2:00 I'll go thing. You almost like you got to hear them, then grab your shit and go,
Yep.
Yeah, that would love, especially get on the main line. I'd love to be able to go catch a full-size freight train or something. But a little town, about 30 miles east of London, there's a guy that films trains go through all the time, but he lives right beside the railway tracks. So, he hears the train come, he can run out and film it, right? He does that all the time. He's got a drone too, but yeah.
Yeah, same thing with Slidell Highway 11. You got the trains that come through there, the Amtrak, and I have not figured out their schedule on a freight train. I know around 1:00 in the afternoon, like 12:30, 1:00. There is one that goes through there sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes.
Well, I live in a town called St. Thomas, and we're called the Railway City, okay? Because there used to be 72 trains a day used to come through town. Like you went to drive across town, there'd be nothing for you to hit 3 trains. You'd try and get across town. That was nothing. That was just a normal thing. We used to get a lot of the American railroads. We used to get Chelsea System, Penn Central, Amtrak. We used to get a lot of the ones come through here. But now, we don't even have a through track here anymore. They have a line that comes down from London that comes in for that plant. But that's it. It's just a secondary line. We don't have a main line anywhere here now. It's all turned into walking trails. And now they've taken the great big bridge and made it what they call elevated park, But like I said, I can go everywhere, and I've tried everywhere, talk to people, but there is no schedules anymore for trains.
Well, the other train that they were doing they didn't do it again this year. I hope they hurry up and put it back. Is the Polar Express.
Yeah.
They had the steam engine Polar Express that would go from Biloxi, Mississippi, actually Gulfport, Mississippi, to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And what it would do is it would take you all the way there and then bring you back. And that hasn't been up now since COVID.
Yeah.
Which has really got me upset because now that I have a drone, I can go out there because they do it at nighttime and it's all lit up. The train's all lit up. So I could catch it. What I would love to do is catch it over the water, like over the bridges over there by Highway 11.
Yeah.
And I think that would look so crazy looking over the water.
Well, we got a down Port Stanley. It's about 8 miles south of me. They have a thing down there called the Port Stanley Terminal Railroad. Well, it's landlocked. Cannot get anywhere near a main line. And the speed limit on that train is 25 miles an hour. But it's just a little tiny engine pulling a couple, open cars. It's got a couple passenger cars too, but they have a murder mystery thing on it with a meal. But it only goes from St. Thomas to Port Stanley. Most of the time, it only goes to Union. Like it's a, 15, 20-minute trip one way and back again. You're only gone for about an hour. And this time of year, they got the station there at Union They got a guy there, up Santa Claus outfit, to call it the Christmas train. You go up to see Santa Claus. Yeah. But it can't
That'd
go
be cool.
25 miles an hour.
They've got two big train yards, one in Waggaman, Louisiana, and one in Destrehan, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are like 20 tracks across, big train yards. And I mean, you can see them from a couple of areas, but the problem is, I would love to go do the one out in Waggaman, because it's Union Pacific, and I've been out there before at nighttime and saw it, and I took pictures with a camera
Yeah.
like that. I was taking pictures of all, because they've got their roundhouses and everything, and where they've got the engines in there, they're working on the engines, and they have steam coming up off of them and everything. I mean, it was cool. I'd love to go fly the drone over those, but you can't, because it's critical infrastructure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, I think that would be beautiful to get a train yard like that.
Yeah. Well, there's some guy down the state someplace, but you see him flying over hump yards and stuff all the time, right? And I don't know how he doesn't get away with it, right? So.
Well, the problem is somebody told me after I was taking the pictures of the trains, I was getting ready to leave, and it was actually one of their police that worked their yard. And he came over and he said, you were good where you were, but you couldn't step on our property.
Yeah.
Like that. He said, if you'd have stepped on our property, we'd have arrested you.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, where all the mainline trains are, in the middle of London or the east end of London, is all covered by the Class C airspace, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you go west, you're okay. But
yeah, they're in G airspace, both of those places.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out to the one, because if I go over on the river on Waggaman in that area, I may be able to do an orbit around it on the outskirts.
Yeah.
To get a shot. There's a lot of places I'd love to go. Like on the way to that game the other day, I really wish I would have left earlier, because I would have stopped more. When I stopped at Natchez, and that last 100 miles from Natchez to the interstate, there were a lot of open fields, farm fields with silos, and I mean, beautiful silos, big silver silos.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to have done orbits around a couple of those.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can. I'd have to go to A. We got. I know I got them someplace. I'm just not sure where I got them. Go to hell. Videos.
But come the springtime, when everything starts to not be hot yet, but start to be just right, I think I'm gonna take me a little day trip, which is gonna be about a 5-hour trip, and it's gonna be going up to Vicksburg, Mississippi, because the bridges up there look better than the bridges at Natchez that go over the Mississippi River, and there's a little park right there underneath the bridges I can fly from, and then I can come back the other way and come down and hit all the silos and all the farmland, and they ought to have stuff growing and everything.
I was looking for one. I know I've got some train ones. I just don't know where I put them. They're not there on my videos, so I'll have to look for them sometime. But I got that Ontario Southland Railroad here. I went and sat in the side road because I knew they were coming back. So where they go to, but it was there's a model railroad company called Rapido, and but anyways, they the guy that owns it got a coach out of from Bia, like an old thing, and he put it in the basement of his house, most of it, and set it up as a real coach inside of a house, eh? But anyways, they bought couple of RDCs and been refurbishing them and all that. But anyways, this Ontario Southland, they had a locomotive there that with was a Via train engine that runs through here in Canada. Has been retired, of course. But anyways, the Southland got it, and they did a bunch of work on it. But now they want to sell it. So this company, this Rapido, they're looking to buy it. So they just put out a video yesterday. I think it was yesterday, the day before, about them trying to raise money to buy it. I think they can pick it up for $250,000 because they said the company that's got the locomotive said they'll donate half the price of the engine. They wanted, I guess, $500,000 for it. But anyways, they were saying if you raise the money, $250,000, and then they got some other up to. They'll pay up to $125,000 to match any donations. So in essence, they have to raise $125,000 because the other guy will, match the donation. So they're trying to raise money on it. It's kind of cool, actually. So, locomotive. That was actually it's been painted, but they have to repaint it back to the original colors and the original numbers, and not the Ontario Southland numbers. But I've seen that engine here in St. Thomas because, like the Ontario Southland Railroad, it's only about 25, 30 miles from here, but it services this area. So
I said that trip would be 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
And I looked over, and my dog laying on the pillow looked up at me like, "Where you going now?"
Yeah.
He was giving me that. When you leaving? Look.
You don't have any videography or photos you have to do today, do you?
No. Well, actually, I've got the Air 2S all charged up in the back, and the Vada mostly charged up in the back. And I'm actually thinking, because I'm looking outside and I've got a little bit of sun, and it's not supposed to rain till after 5 this afternoon.
Yeah.
So I may get out flying today.
So this is the engine here that they're looking to buy right now. But but I'm trying to see if they had a picture. Yeah, okay. There's a picture of what it looked like in its days, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the Via. So they want to restore it back to here. That's the original picture of it. But that's what it looks like right now. I mean, it's a nice looking engine, even if you. Where the hell was it? There was a picture inside. They took it out for a drive and everything. So I just, they had a pic, right there. If you look inside, like, look how clean it all is, the panel and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's been well kept, right? So, but trying to raise money for it, right? So, to buy it. But there's a thing going on in 2030, some anniversary, and they want to have it with the highway coaches and everything, as a tribute. Yeah. But this guy has even bought old bus from the Toronto transit system, and they've restored it, and they drive around with it, different functions going on. Kind of a historical society, but yeah. I've got 3 or 4 of his model railroad engines. And I'll tell you, all those engines are all museum quality stuff. Like, the piping, the fucking rivets, everything is right down to a dead science. It's all museum quality. They're not cheap. I pay about $300 for an engine, but yeah.
Well, that's because you like it. It's your hobby.
Yeah. But like, there's other ones out there that make engines about the same price, but they don't seem to have the quality as what they do. And of course, they're all made in China, but he's got a factory in China, his own factory. He goes over there once in a while and make sure everything's running good. It just
sounds like a man on a passion that has a lot deep pockets.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's got too many deep pockets. He gets other people involved with him, right? So, because there's a lot of people out there that are railway buffs, right? They'll donate money and stuff for preservation. I mean, here in St. Thomas, we used to be the railway city. They still got one of the original buildings. They got some locomotives in there, and They got what, 62, is it 6200? The one steam locomotive? It's been around, but they got all kinds of stuff from the old LMPS, London Port Stanley Railroad. Oh, they got all kinds of stuff in that building. There's money around for those guys, but like 10:30, cool.
Well, I think we're going to call it. We're down to only 9 people watching.
Yeah, I gotta go put some clothes on here instead of running around here naked all the time. So
Okay, well,
I don't want to hear that.
I got pajamas on.
Yeah, last night TJ was on a stream with one of the streams, Matt stream maybe, and they said, "Come get on the stream," and he said, "No, he was naked, getting ready to go to bed." I said, "Now we're all gonna have nightmares."
yeah, exactly. Okay, everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. Thank you, Joe and Paul. We'll see you later.
I'll see y'all later.
Later. Have a good one. See ya. Yep.
Bye for now.